Welcome to Module 4, Environmental Pollution and Waste Management. Our key concepts. But what exactly does sustainability mean? Sustainability means using natural resources responsibly to meet current needs without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. In education, it focuses on helping learners understand environmental issues and develop sustainable behaviors in their daily lives. To achieve this, we need so-called systemic thinking. It shows learners that environmental problems do not occur in isolation, but are closely interconnected. In the process, they learn to grasp the deeper causes and global impacts. This is especially crucial for complex topics such as climate change, environmental pollution, and biodiversity loss. From this understanding, true environmental responsibility emerges. It refers to attitudes and behaviors that promote the protection of ecosystems. Education plays a key role here in actively anchoring this responsibility in everyday life. This leads directly to ecological competence and its three main dimensions. First, knowledge about our complex ecosystems. Second, awareness of human impacts and global challenges. And third, ecological responsibility, to develop values that actively promote sustainability. Effective environmental education utilizes active methods, systemic thinking, inquiry-based and project-based learning, experiences in nature, as well as creative expression through eco-art and digital media. These approaches help students connect theory with real-world environmental problems. Sustainability education is directly linked to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs. SDGs 4, 12, 13, 14, and 15, in particular, help to connect classroom instruction with these global environmental issues. Teachers play a key role. They raise awareness of environmental issues, foster critical thinking, and encourage responsible action. Responsible action can be perfectly integrated across the curriculum. In science, this primarily involves ecosystems and climate processes, while mathematics helps with the analysis of important environmental data. Finally, in the field of art and design, sustainability becomes tangible through creative eco-art projects. Such practical examples, like carbon footprint analysis, local investigations, recycling art, or digital storytelling, make environmental protection tangible and engaging for all learners. That is the theory of ecological competence. To test these competences in everyday life, we look at pressing problems, such as global environmental pollution and modern waste management. Our oceans are drowning in trash. Over 10 million tons of plastic end up in the sea every year, destroying valuable marine ecosystems worldwide. Waste management offers solutions. Through reduction, reuse, and recycling, we create a circular economy that sustainably conserves resources. A practical highlight is eco-art projects. Here, students create creative sculptures from recycled materials and learn to look at the value of waste in a completely new way. But what hurdles do schools face during implementation? The biggest barrier is the rigid curriculum. Due to enormous time pressure, cross-disciplinary projects are often neglected. In addition, there is often a lack of specific training. Many teachers feel uncertain about teaching complex environmental topics systemically. A lack of resources, such as missing funds for field trips into nature, also slows down practical implementation. How can sustainability be successfully implemented despite all hurdles? A look at innovative best practice models shows the way. The core of modern future schools is the so-called whole school approach. This means sustainability is not just a school subject, but is actively lived throughout the entire school operation and daily routine. In practice, it looks like this. Schools use their own solar panels for green electricity, practice strict waste separation, and grow ingredients in the school garden that are freshly processed directly in the cafeteria. Pedagogically, the school of the future breaks up rigid structures. Instead of classic lecture-style teaching, students conduct independent research on real ecological problems directly in their region during multi-week project days. To foster ecological competence in students, educators themselves require a completely new profile. A look at the core competences. Modern environmental teachers are no longer mere transmitters of facts. They act as learning facilitators and moderators, giving students the space to ask their own questions and independently search for answers. This requires high methodical competence in the field of inquiry-based learning. Educators must be able to guide experiments, field trips, and complex case studies in a way that merges theory and practice for their students in class. Reflection competence is particularly important. Teachers must critically question their own personal values to be an authentic role model for sustainability, without patronizing the students ideologically in their daily teaching. Let's look into the future. The environmental education of tomorrow combines ecological values with the latest technological advancements. A central building block is immersive technologies like virtual reality. Students can explore endangered coral reefs via VR headsets or experience the long-term consequences of climate change through real-time simulations directly in the classroom. Artificial intelligence is also revolutionizing education. AI-powered tools help learners analyze vast amounts of global environmental topics and climate data at lightning speed to develop tailored solutions for local eco-problems. Furthermore, digitization enables global networks. Schools and universities worldwide work hand in hand digitally to implement cross-border environmental projects and continuously exchange knowledge about regional challenges. But how do we get started? Here is a concrete 5-step guide for successful implementation in practice. Step 1 is the honest assessment. Before changes take place, students and teachers jointly analyze the current carbon footprint, energy consumption, and waste volume of their own school in a very detailed and completely transparent way. The second step focuses on active participation. Permanent sustainability working groups are established where teachers, learners, and school staff develop concrete and highly innovative project ideas together at eye level. Step 3 focuses on quick, visible successes. Instead of planning for years, small projects are implemented immediately, such as introducing strict waste separation or creating a school garden. In the fourth step, structural anchoring in everyday school life follows. The tested environmental topics are firmly integrated into the school's own curricula to ensure that sustainability is taught across all disciplines and permanently. The fifth and final step is sharing the successes. The school presents its projects to the public, networks with regional partners, and thus inspires other educational institutions to follow suit. Sustainability in the classroom does not only change the environment, but also the psychology of learners. Let's look at the psychological effects. Many young people today suffer from so-called eco-anxiety. Well-designed lessons offer a safe space to openly discuss these worries and transform feelings of helplessness into constructive and meaningful action. By implementing their own practical eco-projects, students experience true self-efficacy. They realize that their daily decisions and commitment can make a tangible, positive difference for the environment. In addition, regular engagement with ecosystems strengthens empathy. A deep connection with nature is created, serving as the foundation for a permanently responsible life. Let's summarize. Anchoring ecological competence in education is not a luxury, but an absolute necessity for our future. From theoretical foundations and creative recycling art projects to schools of the future, we have clearly seen, education can and must be the engine for a truly sustainable societal transformation. Teachers and institutions worldwide are now called upon to find the courage to break up old curricula and create new, inspiring spaces where young people can grow into real changemakers of the future. But change begins on a small scale, with every single one of us. Every project, every critical question, and every conscious decision in everyday life makes an invaluable contribution to protecting our planet. Thank you very much for your attention. Use the knowledge you have gained, carry ecological competence forward into your schools and universities, and let us shape the world of tomorrow together. See you next time.